Hey guys, so I'm in San Jose. It's not necessarily considered like a really nice and safe place, so I want to make a quick video about safety while traveling. So I got in last night after sunset, so it was already dark and I need to go out, I need to get some food, I need to go to the ATM, and I'm not in the best of areas. Even the people running the house were like, don't take out too much money from the ATM, don't stay out too late. So I want to go over some things that you can do to sort of avoid getting yourself in trouble, and I'm going to do it in sort of order of likelihood to happen, just because, two guys come up with your gun, what do you do? I don't know, and also that's not very likely. So the first thing that happens very often is you can get your stuff stolen, and if you leave your stuff lying around, you leave your bag on a chair, you leave your phone on a table, and you're out at a restaurant somewhere, very likely that it could get stolen, and this could happen anywhere in the world. Maybe not in Canada where I'm from, or not very likely, but in Europe it's very common. So the first thing is don't keep your stuff on you. If you have your backpack, you could clip it on to a chair, you could wrap it around something. Your phone, keep in your pocket. When I'm back in Canada, everyone has their phone on the table, and it's one of those things where it's so weird to me because I know that if you do that while traveling, you're going to get your phone stolen sooner or later. So that's the most common thing. The next common thing is pickpocketing. You'll often see signs, watch out for pickpockets, especially in Europe, and everyone grabs sort of their pockets, and pickpockets are actually on the lookout to see where you keep your wallet, so don't just grab it when you see one of those signs. Some people wear these money belts. What I do is I just put all my stuff in one pocket, and it sort of makes this kind of bigger bulging pocket, but I could keep track of stuff because I could feel my stuff in there, and if something changes, I'll know. And the other thing is, if I'm walking through an area, I could always put my hand in that pocket, and it's a lot easier to deal with one pocket than to deal with my stuff in all my pockets. Another thing that has happened to me is I've had a day pack on, and I've had it on just by like sort of on one shoulder, and someone ran by and tried to rip it off of me by grabbing the other pad, whatever, strap. This happens to women a lot. Their purses could get stolen like that. In Asia, it's very common for people to drive by on scooters and take it. So with that is just, if you have a backpack, put both of them on. If you have something, hold it. If I'm walking through a really kind of shady area, what I'll do is I'll put my pack on, my day pack on backwards, so it's on the front and I could see what's happening. Less likely is sometimes people cut it. To cut your strings off or cut the straps off. If that happens, you're pretty much screwed because the other person has a knife. So never happened to me, but if that happened to me, I would just let them have it because I'm not dealing with someone's knife. So that's in terms of kind of your belongings. The next thing is in terms of walking around. The first thing is, don't be flashy with your stuff. Don't flash money. I have a watch. I'm in San Jose. I took my watch off, and I'm not wearing it out here. So just minimize you looking like a target. Don't show your stuff. A lot of people walk around with their phones like this with their GPS on. I see a lot of people doing this thinking it's safer because worst come worst they could just dial an emergency line right away, but it'll be too late at that point if someone just grabs your phone out of your hand. So I don't do that. If I need directions somewhere, I'll look to see where I'm going. I'll see the direction I'm heading, and I'll put my phone in my pocket. So don't advertise your phone. The next thing is don't engage with people. So when you're walking somewhere and you're obviously a foreigner and you're out of place, people start having conversations with you. And if you're in a shady place, oftentimes it's fine, but there's a chance these people might not have the best intentions. So if you want to play it, safe than sorry, don't engage with them. Beggars will do this. Oftentimes in like bad areas, there's just going to be people loitering, drinking, especially if people are drinking. Avoid that and just ignore them. Walk straight ahead. Once you engage with someone, it becomes really difficult to disengage and get them to leave you alone. So if you want to avoid the whole process, just avoid engaging with them to begin with. And the next thing is, in terms of not making yourself a target, don't look like you're lost and out of place. Even if you don't know exactly where you're going, don't stand around with your phone, looking around like you're lost. Act confident, act like you know where you're going. If someone asks you, are you lost? You say no, no, I know exactly, just keep walking. If you really need help or you need something or directions, go inside a store or you approach someone. You're the one that has to be in control. You initiate the conversation with someone. When someone starts initiating a conversation with you, there's a higher likelihood that they have some ulterior motives. But when you control the conversation, it's more likely that you'll just run into someone that'll help you out. With that said, A little hack that I have is if you're walking through sort of a shady area and you don't feel comfortable, what you should do is go to the store and get like a bag of chips or M&Ms, anything, sunflower seeds, anything that you can sort of eat while you're going. And if you're walking around eating somewhere, people aren't going to do that if they're uncomfortable. So it's sort of a way to like fake being comfortable in a scenario. The next thing is cabs. So oftentimes you'll be taking a taxi or an Uber or something like that. When you do that, make sure that you have your phone out and you're monitoring where they're going and make sure they're not taking you for a ride somewhere. Even if you're at a place where you don't have reception, you could always download an offline map for that place. Google has offline maps. Maps.me works really well. And that's just to keep the cab drivers honest. And if something's out of place, ask them, well, why are you going this way? Call them out on it, and that's for taxi safety. I probably missed a lot of things here, so I'll probably make more videos on safety. But those are sort of the basics in terms of staying out of trouble.